for me, like failure wasn't an option. Like I was making $2,200 a month working, you know, over 40 hours a week. I hated my job. I hated going to office. Like anything was freaking better than what the hell, like the job that I had, you know. And I worked there for 3 years and then got a $60 a month raise. Like I was desperate to make lead gen work, you know.
Right? Man, that's scary to me. I don't know about you. That's like prison to me. Couldn't imagine having to be somewhere at some time that someone told me I had to be at. Like that does not sound, that sounds like jail to me. I think it sounds like jail to a lot of you. So the alternative to what I'm saying is jail. Think of your job as prison, because that's what it is.
If you're not feeling that, then like maybe it's time, like maybe you need to like take massive action to like get yourself purposely uncomfortable.
You're gonna put in hard time. Yeah, they might pay you for it, right? For banging out the freaking license plates while you're there. They might pay you for it. They might even pay you well for it. But you got no upside at the end of your JOB. There's no one in here, unless you own some equity in the company or they're giving you a stock option and it's a sizable enough stock option where when you walk, you get really paid, like 7th in charge at Google or something like that, where you get millions. But most likely, most of us are all in that same boat. We all kind of started or we're in that same motion. That is, hey, when we stop, when we don't punch the clock again, there's no golden parachute. There's no big check that comes to us for doing a great job while we were there. So the alternative to me is you have to look and you have to start framing your job. And jobs are fine, man. Jobs can get you where you need to go. Jobs can put the money in the bank account right now for you to fund your business, right? I don't have a problem with using it as a stepping stone. I simply have a problem with, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you need to start framing the job as prison. Because you're going to do 20 to 30 and you're probably not going to get rich enough to retire in this day and age unless you're making $200-300 grand a year. You're just not. Okay, you guys should do the mathematics on it. But after taxes and after living expenses are raising and everything, like you're not getting out of that prison. You'll work till you're dead.
I knew that this model worked. I knew like even if I was 1 out of 10 sites successful, I knew as long as I stuck with the skill set was gonna get me out of my job. So I was like willing to put in extra hours. I didn't care. Like I didn't care how painful the process was. Like I just wanted, like it was like going through that pain of learning was way less pain than going to my 9 to 5 every day.
So it shows you, like when you put and you float a project out into the water, that thing sits there and works for you. And this is why I believe that this business model is one of the best business models out there, is because when you can sit and float a project, a web property, I don't care if it's local, national, or global, doesn't matter. We do all of them, by the way. If I can float that out there, and that thing sits out there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, if it's global, it's hitting all these different countries, right? Other than my hosting and maybe some of the expenses that I put into this, and this thing's generating me leads for years and years and years and years and years to come, more revenue, what have you. That seems like a really good business model to me.
And I get it. It's uncomfortable to learn a new skill. It was uncomfortable to learn how to ride a bicycle at first, right? But it's like there's just no way getting around it. You are gonna go. If you're brand new, you are gonna go through some uncomfortable growing pains of learning a new skill set. You have to go through that though. Because once you do, you're gonna have the confidence to like get to another level. And that's more than half the battle. It's not just about landing clients here and there in this business. It's like, are you willing to go through the growing pains of maybe things that you don't like about this business? Are you still willing to go through it so that you can get the confidence? Because once you have the confidence, then it's like a lot easier to go for that 100 Legion sites. It's gonna seem like a no-brainer to you because you will know at that point how powerful this business is.
Like I've been doing this for a decade, okay? And looking back is my very first project hit. My very first project I put out there, I had a client pay me within 2 weeks, right? And that was very encouraging. But I can imagine that if that first project didn't hit, what would have happened if I just threw in the towel, right? I would have never found this amazing treasure that exists, which is basically local search, which is so easy to dominate when you find the right industries and niches to go into, right? and I wouldn't have made this fortune, right? I don't have a college degree. Dropped out after my first year at Oregon. I barely made it through high school. So what was my next move was go sell cars again, right? Tell you what, I ain't ever going back to selling cars.
There's always something that you can do to push this business forward. And if you're not doing that, and if you're making excuses, then your why is not strong enough. Like, you're too comfortable at your day-to-day life. Like this, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like, you just gotta get real with yourself and say, like, if you're making excuses, then like you don't want to change your life that badly.
Bottom line is, the internet never sleeps. Remember that. It doesn't sleep. There's not a time where it clocks off and it's done for the day. That's why you need to use it as a leverage point. That's why you need to play the long game with the internet.
Name me one other thing out there that you can put this amount of money and get this level of ROI. Like, I haven't found it, you know, because like if I did, like, I'd be doing that.
I think this model is incredible. I think you guys that have been around for any sort of time in this group know that this model is incredible. You've watched people that had no background on the internet literally create these incredible businesses. Like, many of you guys have seen the timeline over like the last 4 years of some of these folks that started broke on their couch, you know, and now they're traveling the world for 2 months at a time.
What else are you gonna do? Like, you can, like, working, even if you make 6 figures working a 9 to 5, it's still not as good residual income. So like we don't have that many options as we think we do in life, in my opinion. Like, and I've been doing this for 7 years. I still haven't found a better business model than lead gen.
These are rental properties that work for you 24/7, right? So think bigger, right? Frame our job over here in this area of prison, and that this is one escape route. Stay focused on the escape route because it works. I've been doing this, like I said, I'm from the future.